Hey guys, it's Shelby. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to talk to you guys about Chaffles. I recently bought a little mini waffle maker and I've been loving making these. So first of all, if you like these videos, please give this one a thumbs up as well. Subscribe to my channel, like this video, leave me a comment, let me know if you have any questions about it as we go along, and I'd be glad to answer that. So for most of you who have asked me about Chaffles, this is what the video is about. It's a super easy keto waffle. It's made of cheese and 1 egg. So what I do is, I personally like mozzarella cheese because it doesn't have that, I don't know how to describe it, like a super cheesy taste like American cheese or cheddar cheese has. So when you put syrup on it and you actually eat it as a waffle, it does not taste super cheesy. So here I ended up getting a Dash mini maker. I'm just gonna open it and show you. I've been having it heat up. So it makes 1 little disc of a waffle, and I love that because per the recipe I get 2 waffles, so it's great. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started. First I'm going to spray this. I'm going to crack 1 egg in here. Gonna whisk this up. And all the recipe calls for is 1 egg and half a cup of cheese. So there's my big bag of mozzarella. Take my measuring cup. I'm gonna just kind of shake it in the bag. Oops. Let it level out like this. Dump it in. And then I just fold everything in on itself so that it's all evenly coated. Oops. Ready to go. You want to make sure it's as evenly distributed as possible. Alright, so as you can see, the egg is very evenly spread out, and this does not look like a lot, I know, but once it cooks and starts to settle, it expands and it's really good. So with this recipe, like I said, it makes 2 chaffles, so I'm just going to put half of this mixture in the middle of the Dash mini waffle maker, and then as it cooks, it'll spread itself out. Excuse me, it'll spread itself out and it'll cook. So you don't want to overfill it because then it'll spew out the sides. So I'll show you what I mean. So I'm just going to take a little bit at a time and kind of stick it in the middle there. Just like so. So that's about half. And like I said, I don't spread it out to the edges. I just kind of put it in the middle. I'm going to close it. Just kind of firmly press it, and the cheese and the egg is now just going to work its way, you know, around the edges, so it will be delicious. It takes about 30 seconds to a minute to cook this. I personally like mine a little bit crispier because the crispier they are, the less the cheese pulls apart, kind of like a mozzarella stick or whatever. I don't know if you can hear it, but it's sizzling really loud, so it's working. Also with these Dash minis, there's no on and off switch, so all you do is plug it in, let it warm up, and there's a blue light on top. So I think it's supposed to go off when it's heated and ready to go, but I just kind of pay attention to when it's hot enough and I'll start cooking. Usually it takes only about a minute to warm up. See, and right now, I know you guys probably can't see it, but since the egg and the cheese is cooking, my lid is kind of puffing up a little bit, which is exactly what happens. So don't, you know, think that you put too much in there or whatever during that. And like I said, there's no spillage around it, so that means that it's a decent amount in there. So since it's steaming really bad, I'm just gonna pop it open and look. Oh, that's perfect. You can kind of see how the egg worked its way to the edge, filled in all the cracks. This is not crispy enough for the way I like it, so I'm just gonna keep the lid closed for a little bit longer, let that crisp up and brown up some more. Shouldn't take too much longer. And then also, before you put in your second chaffle into the mini maker, you can kind of see how the egg kind of falls out of the cheese. I'm just gonna give this a quick stir. And for those of you who count your macros, your net carbs, your fats, your proteins, and your calories, this is such an easy thing to do. It makes the counting easy because all you do is track half a cup of whatever cheese you're using and 1 egg. I mean, it doesn't get much simpler than that. And then if you choose to add anything like I do, like fruit or whatever toppings you decide, that's also easy because you can either count them, weigh them on a scale, however you choose to do it. So I'm gonna check on this one more time. Oh, that looks beautiful. I'm going to check the bottom. Bottom's nice and crispy as well. So I'm just going to take my fork. I'm going to set that right there. I'll show you guys what that looks like in a minute. I'm just going to spray. You don't have to spray a second time, but I always get nervous that if I don't, everything will stick. So spray. Make sure this is all mixed in. And just like before, a spoon would probably be a lot easier. But that's okay. We're just going to lay this in the middle, like so. And that honestly might be a little too much, but as you can see, there's a little bit of cheese and egg left in here, and I choose to keep it that way because if I put that in there, I know it's going to spill over. So it is not a big deal to have a little bit left over. So just while that one's cooking, I'll show you this. So this is what the chaffle looks like on both sides. I mean, it honestly looks just like a waffle. I don't know if you guys can see that from back here. It's a really good size. I mean, it's a mini maker. It's the size of my hand, of my palm pretty much. It looks so good, and it's nice and crispy. You can kind of like hear it, you know, as I'm touching it and, you know, getting all my germs over it, but it is so good. Again, if you have any questions about my process, how I'm doing this, please leave me a comment below and I'll be happy to answer your questions. So what I like to do is top my chaffles with fruit sometimes. So I have some washed raspberries over here that we're gonna do. Also, I've recently tried Chalk Zero's sugar-free, keto-friendly syrups, and they are amazing. I got the 3-pack, and it came with caramel flavor, chocolate syrup, and maple syrup. And this chocolate syrup literally is like a substitute for Hershey's syrup. It's amazing. So even if you have any keto-friendly ice cream like Halo Top or anything like that that you choose to eat, Arctic Zero I think is another one, this would taste delicious on top of that if that's something that you like. And if you guys have tried Chalk Zero, if there are any other flavors you've tried besides those 3, let me know, because I'm definitely interested in seeing what the rest of them are like. Alright, so again, the lid is lifting up a little bit on this Dash waffle maker, which is perfect. So I'm going to check it out, see what it looks like. Ooh, perfect. See, this one filled out a lot more than the other one. So again, it's still a little bit too undercooked for me. It does look delicious. A lot of people like their chaffles to look like this, but me, like I said, I just prefer a nice crispy waffle. So we're gonna let that hang out for a little bit more. So these are pre-washed, like I said. I'm just going to top them on top of my waffles, put some syrup on there. I don't know which one I'm gonna use today. I think I'll use caramel. I haven't used that one in a while. And just to talk about some macros on these really quick, if you count net carbs, this caramel syrup only has 1 net carb, which is amazing, and that's per 1 tablespoon. And if you measure out your servings, or if you're good at eyeballing it like I am, 1 tablespoon is a lot of anything. I mean, coconut oil, syrups, toppings like mustard and whatnot. So if you, I know it probably sounds like it's not a lot, but once you start measuring, I mean, you'll realize that 1 tablespoon does go a long way. So this settled back down, which means that's probably browned up. Oh yeah, look at that. It looks good. And see, like when I stick my fork in it, it doesn't peel back. So I'm just gonna put my fork in there on the side, flip it over. Yes, looks delicious. Put that there. Also, just a quick tip, do not forget to unplug this, because like I said, there's no on and off switch. So you wanna make sure it's unplugged, it cools off, and I'm just gonna set that off to the side. So now I have my 2 lovely little waffles. See, they look great. So what I am going to do is, like I said, we're gonna do the caramel syrup. So, oh, it's stuck on there so good. Oh, not as strong as I thought. Okay, there we go. That would have been embarrassing. Okay, so I'm just going to drizzle some syrup on there and on here. Oh, guys, they smell so good. And the best thing about these is there really is not a huge eggy taste to them. So I don't know if that's something that anyone's worried about, but it really does not have much of an eggy taste at all. I'm gonna put some raspberries on here. I also love to do strawberries, and the strawberries with this chocolate syrup is so delicious because it just tastes like chocolate covered strawberries and a waffle. So I mean, it's like a huge dessert. It's awesome. So there you go. That is my easy chaffle recipe. Like I said, if you guys have any questions, please leave me a comment, like this video, share it, subscribe to my channel. Let me know if there are any other recipes that you want to see me do. Have a good day. We'll see you next time.